think we might be watching an episode of The World's Dumbest Criminals. Today we have Ms. Dugan on direct, and the state calls Sergeant Corbett. Sergeant Corbett starts testifying about the events that led up to the first trip to Tallahassee, and he starts talking about McManaw's phone connecting to cell towers close to where they rented the car from. He also has a demonstrative that is showing the phone activity between all of the parties. So Katie takes Sigfredo to the airport to rent the vehicle that they used for that first trip. Charles Sigfredo got a ticket an hour after he got the car. So because of this, he returned that vehicle the next day and rented something else. He then moves on to the day of the event, July 18th, and he's talking about how Wendy drove past the scene or up to the scene, but because there was crime tape up, she had to make a 3-point turn to leave the area, and one of the cops on the scene saw her. Wendy, why would you go there? Anyway, she said it was a coincidence. She was just driving there, a shortcut, if you will, in order to go to a liquor store that was pretty far away from where she was actually going. And they also showed that there was about 2 or 3 other liquor stores right next door to the restaurant where she was meeting her friends. So she goes to lunch with some girlfriends. She says she does this every Friday. They're sitting there at the table. The police walk in and say that they need to speak with her. They take her downtown, and they let her know that Mr. Markell was involved in an incident. During this interview, they allow her to make a phone call to her parents to let them know what has happened. Did I tell y'all that Wendy was singing in that interview? Child, she told them about this joke Charlie had that, I bought you this TV instead of a hitman. And also she said, well, my parents seemed surprised. That's a relief. She told them that if anybody wanted Dan Markell out of here, it would be my parents. Wendy, was you trying to set up your family from the beginning? But the most important thing I want you guys to know is that 1 hour after she made that phone call to her parents made their way to Charlie's house to drop off the money for payment. So with phone records, we can tell that the next day, McManawa goes to Rivera's residence to drop off the money. Oh, did I tell y'all that McManawa spent the night with Charlie? It's important to note that they said that the money was damp, and she and Charlie laughed about the fact that his mother actually washed the money. Donna. Okay, so then we get Zellman on cross, and he was able to point out that cell tower information is not always exact. And the other thing that he was able to get out in cross is that the phone calls between Donna and her children, there was no spike in those calls. It was like normal phone calls between Donna and the children. And then we get the FBI agent that was responsible for the bump. There was no video because, of course, he's an undercover. So in 2016, this agent bumped into Donna near her residence, handed her an article about the unaliving of Dan Markell with a little note on it, basically saying that you need to contact me. This is my number because you've been taking care of McManawa, you've been taking care of Sigfredo, but you have not been taking care of Luis Rivera. So you need to do something. And he needs some money too. Then we get Fulford on cross, and she asked the agent, what does it mean that you were pretending to be a gang member? Maybe I don't know what we supposed to gather from that. Like that. Anyway, how do y'all think Donna's attorneys are doing? Because